Welcome back to We're Having Fun. Hi, this is the podcast where we're having fun. I'm Mark. Hi.
You said hi like twice, maybe 3 times.
Hi.
But hi, I'm
Just
Krista.
say hello to me.
I just did.
What's up?
What's up?
Cool. Mm-hmm. All right. New news. What's going on? What are we doing? What is up, dog?
I mean, I guess we could just go ahead and go into trailers.
Yeah, sure. We can go into trailers.
Because I don't have any other kind of news.
Yeah.
As far as I can remember. So.
No.
I don't think we're gonna spend much time talking about these.
We'll see.
Oh, Lord. If you're going to talk a bunch, then I'm going to have nothing to say about these.
That's fine.
Okay, so, well, first of all, we'll start with the one that I'm most excited about out of all of these. Paper Girls. And I didn't even realize they were doing
Me neither.
series based on Paper Girls until earlier this week, like Friday. I just happened to Google, like, upcoming TV shows, because now that Miss Marvel is wrapping up, I was trying to see if there's anything coming up soon so that we'll know what we're going to be covering.
Yeah.
And I saw that Amazon is doing Paper Girls.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about on here before.
Yeah.
2 separate episodes. Because you read them first and recommended them. And then I was like, well, that does sound pretty fun. Even though I don't know anything that's going to happen in it.
Yep.
And then I read them and said, yeah, that was pretty cool. And also, I can see why you couldn't say anything. It would have spoiled everything. And
this trailer kind of said a lot more than I did. That's for sure.
It did without saying too much, I hope.
Yeah, I think so. I like the casting looks good. Everything looks good.
Yeah, the 4 girls that they have playing the Paper Girls, they look very similar to their characters in the comic books.
And they seem like they're going to be pretty good, too. So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
We just have to get Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so we probably will not talk about it as soon as it comes out, because I can't remember, I think it comes out at the end of this month.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I don't plan on getting
Yeah, I'm not planning on it.
Prime right now. I will be getting it in September.
Yeah.
For sure, because they're going to be doing Rings of Power, and I want to watch that.
Okay.
Because I'm all up in the Lord of the Rings fandom, so
nice.
I gotta watch it. I've got to at least see what it's about.
Yeah.
So sometime in September we'll update on what we thought of Paper Girls. Maybe.
That's right.
May just be like a short little update, but
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what our schedule looks like.
Yeah, exactly. And it depends on also how much we like it, because we might really like it and be like, we gotta do a whole episode on it or something. You never know.
We might really hate it and be like, we gotta do a whole episode on it.
True. Very true. So,
I don't see how we're gonna hate it, but who
I don't
knows? You never know.
So there
What's
we go.
next?
That was the first one. Then of course, and we saw this also at the theater, even though I had seen it before and you had seen it.
You showed it to me, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then of course we were sitting there and they were doing the previews, I guess. And it showed it on there. It's like, oh, okay, well we could have just waited until we got here. Seen it on the big screen.
Yeah.
But then they played the official trailers, I guess.
I guess so.
Before the movie. I was not expecting the trailers that we got. I was expecting
it was interesting trailers.
very different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what we got was not. I'm gonna say I don't think I'm interested in any of the trailers that we saw. So the first one was Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank.
Oh man, that looks so bad.
So bad. The only thing, because I write down notes, of course, and the only thing I had beside this one was no. So not interested. The whole half section of the trailer was just fart jokes.
Oh yeah, that's all it is. Nickelodeon animated stuff is all.
Yeah.
Gotta get the fart jokes in there.
I mean, I can appreciate a good fart joke every once in a while.
Yeah.
But not when it's just repeated over and over again. It was very annoying. So, do you have anything else to add to that?
No,
one?
It looks terrible.
Okay, there we go.
We'll never cover it on here unless we are forced to watch it somehow. No.
Okay, moving on. The next one was White Bird, which is a sequel to Wonder.
This movie blows my mind. When I first saw it, I was like, finally, we're expanding on the Wonder universe. What the people have been clamoring for. And when you think the family movie about a boy overcoming, difficulties with his, whatever he had, I don't even know. I never saw the movie. I want to know what Nazis had to do with this. And so, how do we get Nazis in there? Well, good news. From the Wonder universe comes learning to be a good person in the time of Nazis.
Yeah.
So, It's Wonder's Schindler's List, I guess.
I don't know.
What a weird movie. I don't know. I mean, it might be good. I don't know. I just think the whole idea of it's so weird.
Yeah. And I never saw Wonder, and I never really wanted to.
I wouldn't. I would have.
It's probably okay. I've heard it's good. I've heard the book is good.
Cheesy feel-good movies sometimes.
But, I mean, I don't know.
I'm never going to see this. Like, if I didn't see Wonder...
Yeah, it was just weird because it's like, since I've never watched Wonder, I just had to like guess what had happened in that movie, and apparently this kid got expelled because he was bullying Wonder, the kid. And I guess that's all I can take from it. So he ends up at a different school because he was bullying the other and got kicked out or whatever. Yeah. And then while he's there, he learns about... Is it his grandmother? Because the way she's talking, it sounds like his grandmother.
Seems like his grandmother.
And she's like, yeah, I remember back in the day when I was a bully too. Or something.
Made fun of this kid also.
It's like this kid who had a crutch. And it's like,
I get
what is this?
It's fun. Bullying's great. But here's the deal. You gotta stop.
But then apparently they fell in love or something. I don't know. And he helped her escape the Nazis. And
what a weird movie.
Yeah, it was strange.
What a weird movie universe.
So, yeah. I don't know what else to say about that.
I got nothing else.
So then we have my favorite of them all that I definitely am going to go see, Dragon Ball Superhero. What is this? I've never watched Dragon Ball Z. So.
I'll be honest, I love Dragon Ball Z in a way. I haven't watched it in a long time. And this is... Because they would always, like, have little movies they would release. Mm-hmm. And now there's a new TV show called Dragon Ball Super, which is apparently good. I've never seen it.
Okay, and then this is the movie
for it. And this is
the
movie for it. Yeah. I've seen a Dragon Ball Z movie in theaters once, and it was good. But if you don't care about Dragon Ball Z, there's no reason to see these things. Yeah. Honestly, it's you know, you gotta be wanting to watch that to really enjoy it. So we're not going to watch it on this. No. I mean, I don't even know that I'll watch it in real life.
I think I know some of the characters' names.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this Goku? Is Goku in it?
He didn't... I mean, Goku's the main Dragon Ball Z character. Okay. He didn't seem to be a big part of this.
Okay, but he is a character in Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
His voice did announce the title at the end.
Okay. Piccolo?
Yes.
Okay.
Little green.
Is that the green guy with the little... The little antenna thing?
Okay, he's a Namek.
And that's about all I know.
Yeah. Gohan is the main guy. Gohan. He's the son of Goku.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then, I don't know who a lot of the bad guys were. Oh, the Red Ribbon Army's back. Big deal. Anyway.
Yeah, you lost me already.
I hope it's good. I hope you all enjoy it. But
I will not be watching it.
Not going to see it. But it fills me with a lot of nostalgia. Dragon Ball Z does.
And now... I'm assuming we're done talking about Dragon Ball.
I'm done.
Okay. So now the only one that I might actually watch, Black Adam.
Yeah.
And we've already talked about the trailer for it before, so...
Yeah.
Not much else to say, probably.
I mean, we didn't talk about... And this... I like this trailer a little more for some reason. I feel like it had the same more... trailer. Maybe I felt better about it for some reason.
I only saw the other one. I only saw it once, and I was kind of like in the middle. I was taking a break at work when I saw it, so I was not really paying that much attention.
I like that Hawkman or whatever his name is.
Okay.
And was it Captain Atom or the Atom? I don't know. That's cool.
Look, if it's not Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman, I don't know DC characters, so...
And Dr. Fate, I think, is who Pierce Brosnan is.
Okay.
I always get Dr. Fate. Yeah, it's Dr. Fate. I like that character.
I do like Pierce Brosnan. So
that's interesting. So. Yeah. And Black Adam, I'm torn because part of it seems like it might be an interesting like movie, and then it does the like rock comedy things where you hit him on the head with a crowbar and it bends and okay, it's the Rock. You can't hurt the Rock.
Yeah.
It's like, and he just does his little rock stare. I like the Rock, but I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be any good or not.
Yeah, the thing is, I like The Rock, but I like him in comedies.
Yeah.
Because I like him in, like, Jumanji, so it's, like, action-adventure comedy kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he's not the character I like the most in like, Jumanji.
Yeah.
Because Jack Black's there, so of course I'm going to like Jack Black better.
It's tough competition.
Especially when Jack Black is playing... when a teenage girl is trapped in, in Jack Black body,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. You never know with DC.
True, because I wasn't sure that I would like Shazam, but that Shazam is like the only DC comic movie that I really like.
Yeah.
So, we're getting Shazam too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know when, but...
Okay, good.
I think sometime.
Because I'll definitely want to watch that one.
Maybe he'll show up in Black Adam.
Maybe.
Because he's like the main villain of Shazam, usually, I think.
Okay.
From what I know.
Okay.
Yep.
Well.
Is that all the trailers?
No, there's 2 more.
Okay.
Amsterdam.
What was that?
It was about like 2 soldiers and a nurse. It had like Margot Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
Like Denzel Washington's son, I think, is the other is the guy, and Christian Bale, and then a bunch of other people because like Taylor Swift is in it, and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh yeah, it's
all
like
these.
packed.
It's and the thing is, like there's a lot of controversy over it because the director is like, I don't know, he did something bad, and people are like, you shouldn't be in movies by him, and then all these people are in the movie by him, and they're like, why are you doing this?
It's the guy that did. What did he do?
It's like David T. Russell or
David O. Russell.
David O. Russell.
Yeah, I can't remember what he did, but yeah, I don't know. It might be interesting. I don't know that I'll see it.
Yeah,
I didn't know that about the director. That might make me want to see it less. We'll see.
I don't know.
It might be one of those things that, because some reason, like the mega movies packed with stars somehow just aren't that good. For some reason.
Yeah, that's
I can't remember the last one where it's like Starfield thing was awesome.
Yeah.
Besides, like,
Ocean's 11. 11? What the hell did I just say? Ocean's 11 or something like that, because that has a lot of stars.
It does.
Those
That's
were good.
True. Those were
fun.
Good. Yeah. Well, at least the first one was.
Yeah.
So we'll see. See how it goes.
Okay. And then the last one, assuming we're done talking about Amsterdam.
I'm done.
Avatar: The Way of the Water.
I hate this trailer.
The more
I'm so
I see
tired
this
of seeing
trailer,
this.
the less I want to see the movie.
It is such a bad trailer.
And they play it before every movie that we see. And we've been going to see a lot of movies lately. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see it again.
I hate it so much.
It doesn't come out until why am I speaking so weird? No. It doesn't come out until like December.
Yeah.
Which means we have another few months of this. And I cannot stand it. I want it to go away.
I don't understand how they keep this horrible trailer out there. I thought it was just like a demo trailer the first time we saw it. And then I'm like, oh, this is continuing forever. It sucks. This movie, I hate this movie already.
I do too. So, but we've discussed this and how much we hate it already. So
just know that our hate's still there and still growing. There.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All right. Well, that's the trailers. One, so. All right. Well, then let's move on to Ms. Marvel.
Yes, thank God.
Episode 5.
Can't take any more of Avatar. All right, episode 5. Also, by the way, Mark has no notes this time, so I guess I'm carrying this episode on my back. Thank you.
I have a lot to say, regardless of if I have notes. It's all up in the brain.
All right. All right. So it starts off with the Marvel Studios logo, and it turns black and white, or it's black and white.
Well, sepia toned.
Mm-hmm. And it turns into a newsreel about partition.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of basically telling what's going on.
India, 1942. The boys are back from the war.
No.
They weren't.
I'm like, no, that war's still going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still the British in India.
So yeah,
we're messing everything up.
Mm-hmm. British occupied India, 1942.
Because apparently they turned the whole reason the whole partition and everything happened kind of was because they turned all the groups inside of India against each other, and that to break up the country so they could conquer it easier, and then that led to just all kinds of pandemonium and a lot of hatred and burning of things, and that's what they were talking about in there. Pretty messed up. I really didn't know all this stuff. I can't believe I didn't really know much about the whole India UK stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't know much about India's history anyway.
Yeah. So it's nice to learn something. I wish it was happier circumstances, but it ain't.
No. So we start off, Aisha is running from a British shoulder. I need to just not talk, obviously.
I'm glad you have the notes.
Right? I'm the one with the notes. It's gonna be a lot of talk in this episode. Okay. Let me start over.
Okay.
So Aisha's running from a British soldier. Oh, and she just turns and throws a dagger at him.
Yep. Kills him straight up.
He's gone. He's right in the chest. So
all the other Noors have their own unique weapon. Mm-hmm. Is hers that dagger?
Maybe.
Because We never really see any other weapon from her.
No, not really.
I mean, the bangle, maybe.
But I would assume that she had the daggers before, because she just got the bangle.
Yeah.
Or not just got the bangle, because she got it and then she took off. They got all separated and stuff.
Yeah.
But
so I don't know. I wonder if that was their weapon or not.
I don't know.
We'll never know.
No, guess not. So then it shows there's like this little village. There's a guy there who is talking to the people, I guess. And the soldiers come up and they're like, you got to get out of here.
Yeah, he's rallying them up against the British, talking about they need to fight back peacefully, talking about Gandhi, all that.
So she is kind of just hanging out in his rose garden, I guess.
Yeah, she's just sleeping.
Yeah, so he comes up to her and he offers her a place to stay.
Yeah.
And so at first she's kind of like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And she says something, she's like, I'll break your leg or whatever. And poor guy, he's got like a crutch.
Yeah, he's got a
his leg has already been broken, apparently.
Yeah.
And, but she does have the bangle at this point.
Yeah.
And she goes in, takes him up on his offer. He gives her food.
Yeah. They hit it off.
Yeah, they hit it off. And then he says something about she reminds him of, like, seeing her out in the rose garden or whatever reminded him of a poem. And one of the lines in it is, what you seek is seeking you, which we know is on the bangle.
Yeah, it is.
There we go. That's the connection there.
There you go.
And they fall in love. They have a baby, which is Kamala's grandmother, Sana. And you find out that no one wants to do business with him because he's Muslim. Right. Which, not cool, but... So they're kind of having to take charity.
Yeah, that's the religions turning against each other because of the British.
Yep. So she happens to be looking outside one night and she sees Najma outside. I remembered her name this time.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. So this is Kamran's mother, of course. And she has found her. And she's like, okay, it's time to put our plan into action. You've got the bangle. We're going to do this. And she's like, how about we do it tomorrow?
I put the bangle for safekeeping, so I just got to go get it.
Yeah, to go get it.
It's really far and hard to get to.
Exactly. And meanwhile, we had just seen, like, the babies playing with the bangle.
Yeah.
So she goes back in. She's like, okay, we got to go.
Yeah. Pack your stuff. We leaving?
Yeah, because, things are just bad. They're burning houses and everything. Right. So we got to get out of here. And he's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't want to leave. That's where his family is from. His dad built the house. A lot of history there. And his roses.
Yeah, his roses. And she gives the bangle to the baby. I keep saying a baby. She's like a toddler. Yeah. For safekeeping. It's like, you gave a bangle to a baby for safekeeping. Okay. But she holds on to it, Yeah. And so they're trying to get out of town. She's going kind of fast. She's trying to get out there as quickly as she can. He's like, hold up, man. I can't go that fast. I've got a bad leg. And she's like, what? He's like,
I gave you an 8 cane. Come on.
Yeah. He's like, what are we really running from? Yeah. And so she shows him the bangle and shows that it's magic and everything. He's like, okay, this is weird, but, cool. So I guess that's how... She doesn't actually say we're Jinn or anything like that. Yeah. But apparently he knows because he tells his daughter. I guess his daughter ends up knowing. Yeah. Because she's like, yeah, we're Jinn.
Maybe he figured it out with all the magic stuff later.
I don't know. But yeah, they do get to the train station. It's crowded. It's like we saw it at the end of the last episode when Kamala showed up there. Yeah.
And trying to push their way through.
They're running out of room in the trains, of course, so people are getting on top of the trains. It's very dangerous. And she leaves them.
Yeah, because Najma
is there.
She feels her in the air, I guess. She's like, I gotta split up with you.
Yeah, so she's like, you go ahead, get on the train, I'll meet back up with you or whatever. And she walks the opposite direction. She goes over because she wants to basically distract Najma, I guess, so that they can get away. Yeah. And Najma just like straight up stabs her.
Yeah. She's like, hey, bro, let's not.
She's like, oh, okay, I see that you have turned against us, so stab, stab. Yeah. And then she just walks off. Yeah. But Aisha's still alive. So at this point, Hassan, which is the name of the guy, I don't know if I said that.
I don't know. Yeah.
But his name is Hassan, and he's trying to get them placed onto the train, and he loses Sana. And of course Kamala is there because that's when it shows her, and she finds Aisha and Aisha tells her to save Sana.
Yeah, you're here to do this because you're supposed to save Sana
because she thinks that it is Sana at first.
Yeah, she thinks it's
She's
Sana.
like, I'm not.
Well, does she? Or she says Sana. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard to tell what she was saying exactly.
Because it may have just been her saying, Sana, save Sana.
Yeah, you're here to help her or whatever.
Yeah, and she gives her a picture of the three of them at the, like, in the rose garden next to the tree where she was sleeping at the beginning.
Yeah.
And she says, well, I guess, I don't know if she said, I don't know what else she says, but she ends up, save her. She dies. Sana, of course, is, like, screaming for her mother and father. She's just standing in the middle, and it's like, oh my gosh, please somebody help this child. So she does get to her.
Yeah. And I thought Sana had dropped the bangle, because she did drop it at one point. But I don't know what happened to it. Because I don't remember Kamala picking it up. I thought Kamala was going to get her bangle, have double bangles. Because they always talked about 2 bangles.
But it's the same bangle.
I know, but still. I mean, she's going through time.
Time travel works that way. Because if she took that bangle, then it would still be the same bangle and it never would have gotten passed down to her.
True. But I didn't see her grabbing it and put it on Sana or anything. So I don't know what
I don't know. And when she dropped it, I think that's when Kamala showed up. So it was like timed exactly to when in the previous episode.
Because it did open.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. It's magic. Come on.
Magic and time travel is crazy.
Exactly. So yeah, she grabs Sana. She leads her back to her dad, and she does. It's so crowded she can't get through. So she uses her powers to give her like little stepstones to kind of get through. And then somebody knocks her over, so she loses concentration or whatever. But then suddenly there are these little stars that show up in front of the baby and lead her.
It's like one of her little platforms broke and kind of turned into stars.
I guess so.
Like. Yeah.
Because I couldn't really tell what was happening, but I guess that makes sense. Because I was like, how did she make those stars? She doesn't know how to make stars. What is this?
Yeah.
But that was the trail of stars that she followed to get back to her dad.
Which I called. I was like, she's going to be the one that led her. She's the stars. And she was. I was very happy.
So once she gets back to her dad, Kamala goes back to the present. And you see that the veil is open between the 2 realms. So that's not good.
Nope. One of the newer people tries to go up to it. And she turns to crystal and dies.
And then turns into a skeleton.
Yep. Takes her body and the skeleton and she dead.
Yep.
I guess.
Well, I don't see how you could come back from that.
Well,
honestly.
I don't know. Because then what's her name does.
Yeah, Najma does the same thing.
She does the same thing. She's like, I know how to do this. It's cool. Because she kind of convinced her, like, hey, you got Kamran. You got to, this world, you got to help us. You'll destroy it. Whatever.
Well, she mainly wants her to remember that Kamran's there. And, he'll need her or whatever.
Yeah. So she's like, I know how to close it. Yeah. And then she basically does the exact same thing as him. But it does close it this time. And her spirit or something goes to Kamran.
I assumed it was her powers went to him.
Maybe.
Or something, but I don't know.
Or maybe she's possessing him. Maybe he's going to turn evil. Because we got to have an evil.
I don't know.
Like, what's this last episode going to be?
Exactly, because they're the evil guy. They're the evil people.
Right.
So
I mean, there's damage control.
But damage control. And, they do show up again at the end.
Yeah, they suck.
Because they have to show up all the time, and I hate them.
Of course they do.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But yeah, it makes a big blast. The veil closes, and it makes a big blast, and Kamala blocks it. And then, what are you doing? It's her mom.
Yeah, because
she saw her use her powers.
Yeah, because her mother was looking for her because she didn't come home the night before. So she's looking for her, and then one of the cousins is like, "Well, if you're on like the family plan, you can just use the tracking thing to track your phone." And she's like, "Why did no one tell me about this before?" It's like because you would have used it for for bad, not good. Been insane. So yeah, she's there. She sees what happened. She sees her using her power, and she's like, "Are you the light girl?"
Yeah, you're Nightlight.
She does not say Nightlight.
Does she not?
She does not say Nightlight because I was like, if you said Nightlight, I would not have liked you. But no, she says the light girl.
Oh, okay.
So not Nightlight.
That's good.
Making progress.
We're getting away from it.
Against Nightlight. So her grandmother is also there.
Yeah.
And then Kareem is still there also. And he's like, hi, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Like starts skedaddling out of there.
Yep.
And then, her mom is like really excited about it.
Yeah,
she's like amazed.
Taking it a lot better We thought she
Right?
would. Yeah.
She's like, wow, that's pretty cool, you know?
Yep.
And so she still has the picture that Aisha gave her.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives it to her grandmother.
Yeah.
And didn't her grandmother say that she didn't have any pictures
Yeah, I think so.
of like all of them together?
Yeah.
So this is the one picture that she has with the whole family.
It's true.
Which is really sweet. Because she didn't have any pictures of her mother.
Right.
Which is why she painted.
And by the way,
thing.
her paintings are amazing, considering she was 2.
Right? She was so young.
Like, I don't know
remember anything from when I was that age.
I can remember 2 years old be able to paint anything.
Maybe it's because she's half Jinn that...
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of magic that gives her good memories.
Like, that picture of Aisha is dead on, and she was barely alive.
The thing is, the picture of Aisha that she painted looks exactly like Aisha when she was pregnant with her.
Oh.
So I don't think...
Maybe, though. Maybe...
Should have seen that.
Maybe it was the bracelet, and she's able to see... Maybe she's gone back in time.
Or maybe it was
she's seen things.
Or maybe the bracelet has memories and she's seen it...
Maybe.
Through that. I don't know.
Could be.
Who knows?
We'll give that the benefit of the doubt.
Sure. Why not? So, yeah, she does give her the picture and everything, which is really sweet.
Yes.
And then she goes off to say goodbye to Kareem. And Kareem's like, if you ever need me, let me know.
Yeah. And her mom finds her necklace that's been broken. And it's now a thunderbolt or lightning bolt. Yeah, like Miss Marvel.
And we're both like,
okay.
Bit much there.
A lot of stuff they're like trying to build her costume, like what she has in the comics, I guess.
Yeah. And
Kareem gives her his like scarf thing. It's like, that's gonna smell terrible.
Oh yeah, you were like, you better watch that. Oh goodness. Yeah, so then back in New Jersey. That's where they are, right?
Yeah.
New Jersey. I'm like, I am saying the right place, right? Bruno is there. He's taking out the trash and Kamran shows up. Mm-hmm. And so he takes him inside and he's like, he's still calling him Brian. He's like, my name is Bruno. And he's like, oh, really? I'm so sorry, I didn't realize.
I legitimately thought your name was Brian. Like, I didn't notice the 4 times you called me
exactly.
that.
And Bruno's just like, oh, I thought he was doing it on purpose. Maybe he wasn't. Oh, goodness. So anyway, they're talking and he tells Kamran that, he can stay there if he needs to because damage control is like is trying to find him.
And neither of them have any family, no parents.
Yeah. So
they bond.
So it's like, oh, that's cute. They can be friends and stuff. Yep. Until Kamran turns bad. Which is probably
theoretically.
Happen, but I don't know. Maybe
we'll
not.
see.
Maybe not. I don't know. So
I'm not holding out hope for him.
So then who shows up? A damage control drone, of course. And Kamran shoots it out of the sky with these new powers he suddenly has.
Yep.
And it's like, okay.
Yep.
And then downstairs, the store that Bruno works in, that he lives above.
Circle Q.
Circle Q, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what it was. I'm like, I know it's not Circle K.
I think it's a combination of Circle K and Quick Stop.
Okay, Circle Q. Anyway, it explodes.
Yeah.
And that's the end.
That's it.
I'm like, you're going to end on that?
Are they alive? Who knows? Probably. That would be weird if they killed them both off immediately.
Well, I mean, I imagine that Kamran could probably use his powers to, keep them safe.
Maybe. Unless he's
Hopefully. Unless he doesn't want to. Which is also a possibility.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
now Bruno's homeless. That's rough.
Oh, no. He can live with Kamala. It's fine.
Sure.
I'm sure
everybody following the house.
Her parents will let him.
That's right.
Let him stay. They love Bruno. Come on.
Yeah, he's basically a family member.
Exactly.
So, yeah. What'd you think of the episode?
It was fine. I was surprised that we got so much backstory.
Yeah. It was a very
family
backstory episode. Mm-hmm. So that was interesting. I'm glad we finally learned a little bit about that. Mm-hmm. But again, I don't know where we're headed in the next episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe there won't be a bad guy. It's just, no, there's gotta be. I don't know.
There's gotta be something.
Maybe it's gonna be damage control. I don't know.
Yeah.
Surely it's going to be Kamran and his mom being his mom.
But I don't know. Maybe it'll be damage control and then Kamran will be later on.
Maybe it'll be next season. Yeah.
If they do it next season. I don't know if they're doing...
Surely. I don't see why not.
Because I know she's going to be in the Marvels.
Right.
But I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, it was good. I reckon it wasn't like my favorite episode.
Which one was your favorite episode?
I don't know. I don't remember. Honestly, can't remember which one was which. But Yeah, I like the wedding one. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of Bollywood dancing.
Mm-hmm. That was very cute.
The first episode was good. I liked a lot of them. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they stick the landing.
Yeah, hopefully. Because I am still enjoying this one.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good environment, good atmosphere. I like the setting.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I've enjoyed most of the Marvel shows anyway.
Yeah.
The only one that I didn't really like was What If.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, it wasn't great. I like that they're like, a lot of the shows, besides maybe Loki, are like kind of more low stakes, I guess. You know, and they're like in a smaller universe, but they're still dealing with like big problems, but like not world ending problems in general. And it's just them, you know, kind of living their lives. What a superhero life is outside of being an Avenger and stuff. So it's a change up from the movies, which I kind of like. Yeah, that's my take.
Okay.
Speaking of the movies.
Yep.
We saw Thor, Love and Thunder.
We did.
This movie stars Thor.
It does.
He's an Asgardian. We get a lot of this was kind of weird. Korg telling the story of Thor and everything, and they use a lot of clips and everything. It's like, yeah, we know. Like, I like the Korg telling the story. It's kind of cute, but also like, okay, I don't know. It seemed like padding.
Yeah, okay, so he tells the story like a couple of times.
Yeah.
Well, 3 times. I think it's 3 times. So like at the beginning, it's kind of like a rough recap of previous Thors and Avengers stuff too, because it has like Loki dying. It has all of the his whole family died basically.
Yeah.
It's like he's lost everybody, and then he got fat.
Yeah, he got a dad bod.
He
lost that dad bod.
So yeah, but then later there is another one that works better.
Yeah, gives better backstory.
Yeah, and then there's a little something else at the end too that also works fine.
Yeah,
it's just that first one really that kind of, it's like, we didn't really need it.
Yeah, it just seems strange. I don't know.
I guess if you've never seen a Thor movie, then it'd be good for you to recap everything.
Yeah.
But we've seen all of them.
Yeah,
so
like,
for us,
if you're jumping into the MCU like right now, I mean,
what are you doing,
happy to have you, but you should probably watch a few things beforehand.
It's like there's like 20-something movies you might want to watch before this.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if somebody just jumped in with like Infinity War or something, because I know some people probably did start with Infinity War, so they didn't get all the backstory with all the other stuff. And I could see that because all of his were before that.
Right.
But
yeah,
weird, but that's actually not how it starts though.
It's not. How does it start?
It's a very sad beginning because you have Gore.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Gore.
Through the desert.
Yeah.
Holding his child. And they're like about to die basically.
Yeah, they're just getting beaten by the wind and sun.
Yeah, they're in dire straits. By the way, before we talk about this, like everything, we're gonna spoil it, so you might not want to get too involved if you haven't seen it and don't want to know everything about it.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there because
it doesn't hurt our feelings.
Exactly.
My friend tells me he likes to listen to it, but he can't listen to certain episodes because of spoilers. And that's fine.
It's like, hey, but just after you've watched it, come back and listen to us, please.
we want you listening.
Exactly. Yeah, so very sad. They're walking around in the desert looking for water. There's nothing around. And his daughter dies.
Yeah. See, you say sad. I didn't feel like it hit. I don't know. It was tough, but we don't
know
anything. We don't know that like they don't talk.
Yeah.
And
are you saying that a child dying is not sad?
It's sad. It's sad in that, but like...
Well, I mean, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but having a personal feeling... Because this thing is very important. And, like, knowing their personal relationship would be interesting. Like, just have her say something and, like, maybe have them interact more. This is I'm going to be honest, there's going to be a lot of complaints in this movie from me. And it's all going to be very similar to this, I think.
Okay.
Of just, like... It all seemed to happen quick and not very in-depth.
Look, don't worry. I have complaints too.
Okay.
There are a lot of things that I liked about it, but there are a lot of things that I was like, what is going on? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't... I didn't feel like it let us sit with it. Like, it was just like, oh, this is sad, right? Okay, cool. Like, gotcha. Now you know. Now you know everything about it. Like, I don't feel it, though.
I think the only, like, interaction they really had was, I think she, like, may have reached up and, like, touched his face or something.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And I was just like, all right, okay. Because, I mean, I've read this comic, the whole story. Mm-hmm. He loses, like, his whole family. And it's a lot more, like, you know his family, you know how he feels about him, why it's a big deal when they die. And it's, you know, it's all that. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot that hinges on this one relationship.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of
I feel like you gotta spend some time with it. Yeah.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
Right.
I mean, even if they had done some, like, flashbacks later or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
But they didn't.
I agree.
So are you saying that this may have been the one time that having only 2 hours for a movie was a bad thing?
See, I think
I was so excited when I was like, how long is this movie? Because I'm like, God, it's gonna be like almost 3 hours long or something, because they just keep making them longer and longer, and they're like 2 hours. I'm like, wait, flat? It's like, yes.
See, I think that actually a lot of stuff could have been cut
and then put more
other
into
stuff
that,
put in. I feel like this had the same problem as Guardians 2 had for me.
Okay.
Where they were just like, we got to make this hilarious. Mm-hmm. Taika Waititi's coming back. It's going to be funny. Yeah. Which worked really well in Ragnarok, one of my favorite movies. Mm-hmm. But in this, it just, again, Guardians, like one of my favorite movies also. And then 2, it just wasn't there because it just felt like they were trying so hard to be funny.
Yeah.
And like, you got to have that serious and emotion to play off of to make the funny better. Like, you got to, because if you're just expecting joke, it's like, it's not, I don't know, it doesn't hit as well unless you're like in a certain movie. I don't know.
Yeah, and there were some jokes that were definitely overplayed, which I will get to. Okay. Because there's one that the first time it happened, I was like, okay, that's funny. And then the next time I was like, And then after that, I was like, I hate this. I want these characters dead. Yeah. But then there was something else that kept happening that I was like, okay, that's still kind of funny. Yeah. Each time it happened. But yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. So I can understand your complaint. Mm-hmm. I also kind of feel the same way. So okay. Yeah, it would have been nice to have had a little more.
Yeah. So after she dies, he buries her. Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of lays next to her grave.
Basically. Giving up, I guess.
Yeah. It's very Where the Red Fern Grows. Which is the first book, by the way, that ever made me cry.
Oh, yeah. See, it's possible.
Because, exactly. But guess what? We got to know all the characters. This was the very end of the book. Yeah. So, have you ever read that book?
No. I might have. I don't know. Okay. I don't think so, though.
Well, if you want to read a book about dogs dying, then there you go.
I don't. That may be why I didn't read it, because I know what it's about. So he hears like a whispering.
Yeah, he hears something like speaking to him. Mm-hmm. And then he looks off, and in the distance, he sees like this oasis. Yeah. So he walks to the oasis. And he goes in there. There's like a pool of water. He gets in it. He's like, finally, I found water. Mm-hmm. A little too late, but whatever. Yeah. So yeah, he's in the water. Then he sees like this big pile of fruit. Yeah. So he goes over and starts eating it. But he's not there by himself.
Yeah, that's not his fruit.
Nope.
It's a fruit of a god. Yep. I don't remember who the god was.
This is his god, which is called Rapu.
Rapu.
I looked it up. Actually, I looked it up because I was trying to figure out who played Rapu, because I was like...
Oh, yeah?
Because I'm sitting there in the theater going, I know this guy.
Yeah?
I absolutely know who this guy is, and if it's who I think it is, that's great. Yeah. I'm like, because I'm pretty sure that it is Deacon from What We Do in the Shadows. And guess what? I was right. Okay, nice. So it was one of the 3 vampires, the 3 main vampires from What We Do in the Shadows. The movie, not the TV show. Okay. So... I was like, well, yes!
Bad news. I hated this part.
Okay.
I thought, I don't think it's the actor's fault. I thought he was trying to be funny again, and it just, it didn't work. I didn't like it.
Oh, I didn't see it as anything trying to be funny.
The god, like, I don't know. It just, they're trying to make him flippant, but also
yes, very flippant.
I don't know. It was just, I didn't think it was good. I didn't like this scene.
Okay. All right. But anyway, he's not very happy that Gore is there eating his fruit and everything, because they're he's there with some other creatures or whatever. And
Yeah.
they're celebrating because they have killed the holder of the Necrosword.
Right. And so the Necrosword, there's a dead guy laying next to it. He's like covered in black, right? The Necrosword was made by this guy named Knull, Knull.
Okay.
And he's the one that created all the symbiotes, which is your favorite Venom. So
Yeah, but they can't use Venom, or they can't use the symbiotes.
Right.
So,
But they can still eat. I mean, this guy maybe. But, so yeah, so maybe they're teasing that. Knull's I think a lot of people really like him. So, we'll see if they bring him in eventually. But I don't think that was Knull laying on the ground.
I don't think so either, because I don't think they can't even mention symbiotes, I don't think. Because,
maybe not, but they don't have to.
Because Sony has the rights to all of that.
Yeah, but they don't have to. Knull can just be the guy who created the Necrosword. And that's all that matters. Because he was like a really powerful dude.
Okay.
Anyway, this Necrosword was the thing whispering to him the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And it actually showed him, in his mind, it showed him eternity also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Which blew me away. I didn't know eternity was going to be in this. That was crazy.
Well, guess what? I didn't either, because I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yep. There's eternity,
so.
There's infinity, there's all kinds of stuff. And we'll get to a few more later.
Okay.
But yeah, he's the god, or not god, he's just like a being. A celestial being, I guess. Not a celestial, but
Okay.
That they go to and either solve problems or create more problems. It's hard to say. Anyhow.
Okay, well, there's a lot of talk in this part about the gods, this Rafu is like very dismissive toward him because he's like, I prayed to you to save my daughter and everything, you did nothing. And he's like, well, suffering for the gods is your only purpose anyway, so I don't really care what happens to you.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Yeah, he sucked.
Yeah, so he's like, and it doesn't matter because more people will follow me, because he's like, I'm your last follower and you're treating me like this, basically. He's like, it's fine. Somebody else will come along and follow me later.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's rough, buddy. So yeah, it's no biggie to him, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then he's gonna kill Gore. So he's like choking him or whatever.
Yep. Doing the force choke.
And then the Necrosword chooses Gore.
Yep.
And just kind of flies into his hand. And I'm like, okay, weird. But I mean, is it really weird in Thor considering that their weapons just flying everywhere in these things?
Yeah.
So I guess it's not that out of the question here. But yeah, he stabs him in the throat.
Yep.
Which he survives somehow and is still able to talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is not something that seems it would be easy to do, but then he kills him the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And so now Gore's mission is that all gods must die because they don't care about us. Mm-hmm. They just want to do their own thing.
Yeah. And that god says that sword will corrupt him and he's cursed now.
Yep.
Stuff, so.
And as soon as it touches him, basically he starts like turning kind of blackish.
And it cut him earlier and healed up real fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. I forgot because I wasn't paying attention and I didn't realize why he had cut himself on. And then I'm like, well, that was weird.
That's sharp fruit.
What was that? And then I just like kept watching because I was not even paying attention, But whatever, yeah. So then finally, that's like the beginning of it. We finally get the Marvel logo. We get some nice like rock music and everything. And I had noticed this before, but like when we were watching, I think it was when we were watching Miss Marvel. Moon Knight is now in the Marvel logo. So
yeah.
The M at the very end of it, when it shows the whole logo, you can see Moon Knight in there. So
yep, that's cool.
Nice to see him in there.
Yep. And Miss Marvel's in hers on her show. I didn't notice her in the movie, but
oh, okay, cool.
She was in hers. That was cool.
Mm-hmm. So that's when we get to Korg telling Thor's story.
Right.
To some kids in a cave.
Yeah.
Do you remember what race this is?
Nope.
Okay, good, because I don't either.
Blue people.
I didn't write it down. There was a king.
Yeah.
They said his name. Don't remember. Sorry. So Thor's been hanging out with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. He's been helping them on their adventures.
He's the space Viking.
Mm-hmm. And he got buff again.
Yep.
And he got real buff because this is like the buffest that he has been.
I believe it. He's thick.
He's a thick boy.
He put on a lot of muscle, not just leaned up. He's ripped.
He is ripped to hell and back. So he's been helping them with their adventures, and it seems like he's just kind of taken over.
Yeah, I guess.
Because Because when they're fighting things, it shows like a few fights like in the montage and everything, and they'll be fighting something. And, well, no, he seems... They don't really need him until they need him. Yeah. So he'll just be sitting there like doing nothing.
He does a lot of meditation now.
Yeah, but then when they need him, everybody else takes backstage, basically. They're just
hide.
like, yeah, they're like, we're just going to stand over here. You take care of it.
Yeah. Oh, and those blue guys also say that their gods have been killed, and that's why these other things are attacking them now, trying to take over, because there's no one to protect them anymore. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it was left unguarded.
Yeah.
So that's why they're there. So he spends some time meditating, and also he has both of his eyes now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't explain how that happened.
How did that happen? I feel like we learned how that happened at one point.
I thought at the end of Infinity War...
He got the fake eye.
He still had the fake eye. Oh, not Infinity War, Endgame.
Endgame. Something happened. I don't remember.
Well, maybe we'll figure it out on the rewatch.
Maybe.
So it must have been something that happened in Endgame?
Maybe. I can't remember.
Because it doesn't explain it in this.
Yeah. Man.
But I thought he still had the brown eye at the end of Endgame when he went off with the Guardians. But he
might have upgraded to where it looks better now. It's been a few years.
He just randomly found somebody else's eye and plucked it out and was like,
made it one.
Okay.
If they can make one, they can probably make another eye. Rocket might have, or tinkered on the other one he had. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Anyway, so Star-Lord shows up and he's like, okay, we need your help. And he's like, all right. So he grabs Stormbreaker, which he had like planted into the ground, pretty much. So he grabs Stormbreaker and he like jumps on it and rides it down like he's a witch on a broom. And I was like, what is happening?
That was so weird. Like, why? Such a random joke.
I don't understand it. It was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, I mean, I guess that happens now.
It works.
So, they're helping these people get their temple back or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're fighting against these guys that look like owls.
Yeah.
They were real weird.
Like furry owls.
Yeah, they're creepy looking guys.
Yeah.
So there's a big fight. At one point, the Guardians aren't really doing much because, he's doing most of the work. He's doing the heavy lifting here. And at one point, he jumps between two ships and like does this.
Does Van Damme splits.
I was like... Okay.
Yeah.
This is real
goofy at the beginning.
It was. But yeah, he ends up killing the owl guys. And unfortunately, he ends up destroying the temple in the process.
Yeah. So. It was made of glass. What'd you expect?
It's true. Why did you make your temple out of glass in the first place? You should have known this was going to happen.
That's how it goes.
Especially when there are people fighting nearby.
That's right.
But whatever. Then we check on Jane Foster. We see her for the first time. And she is getting, first she's like in an MRI looking machine or whatever.
Yeah, like a CAT scan.
Yeah, CAT scan, whatever. And she's getting chemo because she has stage 4 cancer. Mm-hmm. Darcy's there. That was
the thing we were hoping wasn't going to happen. It did happen.
Yes, I was.
You're like, oh no, I don't want it to be cancer.
I know, because I was like, surely they're not going to do this. Surely not. They're not going to make her have cancer and then start like every time she goes back to herself, it's worse and all this stuff. Come on, they're not going to do this. They did it. So yeah. So, Darcy's there, she shows up, she's got snacks and stuff, and she kind of hints that maybe she should ask Thor for some help. Maybe he can help somehow.
Darcy's not in this very much.
No, that is her only scene.
Only time? Yeah.
That is literally her only scene.
I was happy to see her, and then I was surprised she didn't show up ever again.
Just sitting there with some flaming hot Cheetos. That's basically it.
Yeah.
So she's at home. She's like testing. She's got like blood samples and stuff. Yeah. She's testing to see if the chemo's working. And she's kind of talking. I think she's talking at that point to Selvig. Yeah. So he makes a teeny tiny appearance too. Not even real life. Just on on
the phone.
Yeah. Just like through like Skype or something.
Yeah. It's not going well.
It's not going well. It's not working. Or it's not aggressive enough, I guess.
Yeah. It's not responding well.
And she hears like this thump noise, I think.
Yeah, something
on
like
the
that. Or
table,
like some pages turning or something.
Yeah, and she looks over and she's got some books about Norse mythology. So she opens it up and she sees something in there about great strength. Like
it's about Mjolnir.
Health or great health or something. Mjolnir can help with
healing
or something.
Grants strength and healing.
Health and something.
Like a healthy body. And all that. Yeah.
Something like that. So she's like, okay, well, I'll just head off to New Asgard.
Yeah.
And she does. And New Asgard is like a tourist trap.
It's a tourist trap. It's the Branson of Norway.
There are like golf courses. There are cruise ships, like all in the ports there.
You can ride on Asgardian ships, like a little tour around the thing.
Yeah, they have little tours, little ship tours.
Yeah, some roller coasters. And
yeah, it's all kinds of stuff. And they also have plays there where they reenact Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So they did bring back the actors from Thor Ragnarok that played, the Asgardian actors. Their little acting troupe, I guess.
I love Matt Damon's in MCU movies. Is the dumbest character. Matt Damon, MCU.
I know.
As fake Loki.
So we've got, of course, Matt Damon. We've got, what's his face?
Hemsworth.
Yeah, Luke Hemsworth. The lesser known Hemsworth. And then we have also, this is who I was trying to think of his name. Jurassic Park. What is his name?
Sam Neill?
Sam Neill, thank you.
Wow.
What is wrong with me? So, yeah, Sam Neill. For some reason, I was like, Neil. I know his last name is Neil, but I could not think of his first name.
And we get a new character in the play this time.
First.
No.
He has to die.
Yes,
Odin has to die. So he's like, I'm dying. And then actor Loki, sprays himself in the face and is like, why?
Yeah.
So, real fun. And then they have, gold glitter or dust and everything when he dies. And he just kind of, slinks to the ground and, crawls out off stage.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Hela shows up because a portal shows up. And then
I was like, oh, man, who's going to be Hela?
Who's going to be Hela? It's going to be great. Yeah. And then out pops Melissa McCarthy. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you groaned beside me.
I don't know if I groaned. I might have been, But I like Melissa McCarthy.
Okay. I just felt like you were kind of like,
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't meant as a derogatory groan if it was.
But she's playing Hela, of course.
Yeah.
And she brings Mjolnir to her, and it's just slowly moving
it's on a wire
fishing line kind of thing, and breaks it apart and everything. And then that's basically it. That's the whole play, I guess. It's that's all. Okay.
Yep.
So they all take their bows and everything. The stage manager was played by Melissa McCarthy's real life husband.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, he looks really familiar. I know I've seen him in something.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing I've seen him in was Bridesmaids, because he played the marshal on the flight when Kristen Wiig's character goes crazy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that happens.
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And then you see they have the pieces of Mjolnir of Mew Mew.
Yep.
There's a glass dome kind of thing. And they're in there. The tour guide is walking around, telling the crowd about it. Mm-hmm. Did you recognize the tour guide?
Yeah, he's now that you've mentioned it, I can't remember. Who was it? I can't remember.
His name is Daryl.
Uh-huh.
You should know this because we just watched Thor, and after we watched Thor on Disney Plus, it recommended these 3 little shorts.
That's it. His roommate Daryl. That's right. I knew it. I couldn't remember why.
That was him. That was Thor's roommate Daryl. He apparently works in New Asgard as a tour guide. So I thought that was really cute.
That was fun.
And he was also the roommate for a while of Grandmaster.
Right.
Which weird.
Those are such silly little shorts.
They are silly. I love the part where why did I say Loki? Where Thor just leaves Mjolnir on top of the toilet seat, so he can't use the toilet. What a jerk. So anyway, that was Daryl. Mm-hmm. Then you see Jane is there. She's looking at the hammer pieces. It starts thundering, and the hammer pieces start moving. Mm-hmm. So, things are happening.
Yep.
So then we go back to whatever's going on with Thor and everything. The Guardians are getting ready to leave the planet. They're like, well, we did our job here. Mm-hmm. The people who help them give them these 2 space goats as payment.
Yeah.
And this was the joke that I liked the first time. Oh. And then subsequently hated it.
Yeah.
Because the goats are screaming goats.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I was like, oh, okay, interesting. But then every time they showed up, they screamed. And I was like, this is getting old.
Yeah, it did get old. I was happy to see Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder, but,
Yeah.
I'm good. After the screaming, that's not great.
Yeah. So that was the one that I was just like,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So they get back onto the ship. They're looking at the distress calls to see who they can go help next. There are like over 1,500 of them. And it's all these people who are like, they killed the gods, come help us. Mm-hmm. And one of the people is Sif.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait a minute, go back. Yeah. I know her.
She's from work.
Yeah. So they split up. The Guardians go their way, and then Thor, Korg, and the goats, of course, go to find Sif.
Yeah.
And of course, when they split up, that's when the part in the trailer where Peter is talking about the people you love and everything, and he just Thor just slowly starts leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, I was waiting for that part.
Yeah, I was surprised the Guardians were only in there for a short amount of time.
Such a short amount of time.
And if I'm being honest, I felt like Chris Pratt especially was kind of half-assing it a little bit. It didn't feel great. I thought I was looking forward to more maybe. But he didn't seem too really into it.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot to do.
Yeah. And he's really cheering on Thor. I don't know. He's accepted that he's his leader. And I don't know. It feels weird for him. Whenever they're on the battlefield. And
yeah, because I felt it would be a little bit more even at the end of Endgame when they are going off together, they're both kind of having this, no, I'm the captain.
Still
no, I'm
competing.
the captain kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, you didn't really see that.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. I feel like just another missed thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree on that one. So yeah, they split up. So they're going off on their adventure. We'll see them again, I guess, in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
And they go find Sif. She's there, on the battlefield. She has no arm. Her arm is missing. And she's like, I'm just gonna die and go to Valhalla. And he's like, well, technically, you didn't die in battle. You survived it, so
your arm will be in Valhalla.
Yeah, your arm might be there, but I don't think you will.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, crap. I guess I'll survive a little longer. So she's like, but it was Gore the God Butcher. He's going to New Asgard next. So they go there.
Yep.
And he's already there, of course. And he shows up there.
He can stab the ground and make shadow monsters.
Yes, with the sword, the hilt of the sword.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes these shadow demons that go and fight against the people.
Valkyrie, she's King Valkyrie.
Yes, she's King Valkyrie.
She's leading New Asgard.
Which happened, during Endgame.
Yeah. And she starts fighting them. Thor shows up. He starts fighting. And then Thor shows up. He starts fighting. The other Thor, not he.
I was like, wait, what? Yeah, they're fighting and everything. And Thor notices that someone else is there fighting too. And he asks Valkyrie, who's like, who's the new guy? And she's like, very cryptic. She's like, oh, you're going to love him. And he realizes that the weapon that whoever it is using is Mjolnir. And he's like, wait a minute, that's my hammer.
Hey, Mjolnir, come here.
He's like, Mjolnir, come here. So yeah, he's trying to get Mjolnir to come to him, but it's not doing anything.
Yep.
Which starts another ongoing joke.
Oh, yeah. Such a weird joke.
But that was the one that I enjoyed.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
They didn't do it too many times.
Yeah.
It was just mainly this one section of the movie that it happened a few times. But yeah, every time he would look over and Stormbreaker would kind of be looking at him
Stormbreaker's like a jealous girlfriend.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, okay. That was funny.
Yeah.
But he sees that Mjolnir goes to this other person, and she takes her helmet off.
It's Jane.
It's Jane. Jane is the mighty Thor.
Yep.
So that's when Korg tells his second story.
Yeah.
This is the love story of Jane and Thor.
Yeah, this one did work. I agree.
Yes, because it shows it's not just a montage of all the stuff that happened that we saw in other movies. It had new footage kind of stuff. So it was all of this. What?
I'm just thinking about them rollerblading with the other. They're both wearing short shorts.
That That was cute. So yeah, they're having Mjolnir just like pull them along. That was really cute. But yeah, they're like sitting watching movies together. They like go out to eat. They do all this cute little coupley stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly it starts falling apart.
Yeah, because he starts worrying about what it'll mean, like the responsibility and all that, and everything else he has to deal with.
Yeah, so he keeps having to go do like Avengers type stuff.
Yeah.
And she's having to do work stuff and all that. And so they just kind of grow apart.
Yeah, they both love each other, and they're afraid of losing it.
Yeah.
So they sabotage it, kind of.
Yeah, but at one point he does, like, toward the beginning of it, he, like, Mjolnir is, like, sitting there and he sees her, I think, like, asleep on the couch or something, and he tells Mjolnir, whispers, take care of her.
Yeah.
So that's what it's doing. It's taking care of her.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of, but not really. So they break up. Jane writes him a letter while he's gone. And I'm pretty sure that was in Ragnarok. He says something about they broke up and she wrote him a letter or something.
Yeah, either that or the first Avengers. I don't remember. Or I don't know. It might have been Ragnarok.
It would have to be after the first Avengers because they're still together. Because Dark World is after first Avengers.
Oh, are they still together in Dark World? I can't remember.
Yeah, because that's when he comes back for the first time.
Oh,
after he promised that he was going to come back, and then the Rainbow Bridge got broken and everything, and then he comes back and she slaps him immediately. Okay. So yeah, so they're still together, and that's how the whole Aether thing was that one. Surprising. I'm surprised that I remember all of that because it's the Dark World. Yeah, but, you know. Yeah. So then back in real time, Gore's there. He's fighting. He almost stabs Thor. There's a bunch of fighting going on. I don't really know what to say about it.
Stuff happens.
Exactly. And then the shadow creatures steal the children.
Yeah, he abducts all the kids.
Yep. Puts them in a cage, and he leaves with them.
Yep.
So, oh no, their children are missing.
Yep.
And then the fighting is over because he's gone. All the shadow monsters are gone. And Jane and Thor finally have a chance to kind of catch up a little bit. And at one point they're talking about how long it's been since they saw each other. And he's like, 8 years, 7 months, 6 days. He's like been counting the days since they broke up. And of course I was looking at it when I was writing this down. I was like, 8 years? That's like so long. And then I remembered, oh yeah, there was like the whole 5-year blip in between there. So I guess that makes sense. Yep. Forgot about that. Oh man. So yeah, they have this town meeting. Meek is there.
Yeah, I thought he was dead. Apparently not.
Meek is taking minutes. Wearing like a
suit,
power suit looking thing. I mean, just like all dressed up. Very nice, but making squeaky noises, drawing the minutes on the whiteboard. So yeah, I was surprised to see Meek, but it was a nice surprise.
I guess.
I mean, just to be like, hey, there's Meek.
There's Meek.
Meek's wearing a suit. Look at that. Oh, and also the Thor and Loki actors show up again because they're like, we need to make a new play about all this that's happened. It's like, okay, just go away. So they have this meeting. Thor kind of tries to take charge, even though he's not the king, but whatever. I forget what he talks about.
I don't know. Just I'm going to get your kids back.
Yeah,
basically.
I guess so. He's like, don't worry about it. I got this covered.
Yeah, you're Asgardians. We're cool.
Exactly. So all the people leave. They're hanging out after the meeting, and then Heimdall's son's head just appears. He's able to, like, project himself.
Yeah.
To them. He doesn't have all of Heimdall's powers yet, but, he can at least do that
part.
Yeah. And then there's this whole little thing between, like, his name is Astrid. But he wants to be called Axel. And it goes on a little too long.
Yeah, it did.
It's like, just call the kid Axel.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, he wants to be Axel because of Axl Rose. So Thor is able to kind of use, I don't know how he does it. He uses the kid's powers.
Heimdall taught him about using that before he died.
Yeah, but he kind of astral projects himself to where the children are, so he can see that they're in the shadow realm. So now he knows where they are and where he needs to go so that he can get them.
Right.
But he's going to need help. So he's like, all right, we're going to go to Omnipotent City, which is where all the other guards.
All the gods.
All the other what? All the other gods live because they're hoping that they can get them to fight along with them to kill Gore and get the children back.
I was excited about this. I was like, I know we're getting Zeus. Who else are we going to see? This is going to be exciting.
So before they go, you can see kind of the friendship between Jane and Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Which was cute.
Yeah.
I wish we'd had more time with them. I really wish that it had shown more of Jane right after she arrived and what's it called?
Yeah. New Asgard.
New Asgard, thank you.
Yeah.
I was supposed to say New Amsterdam. I'm like, no, that's an actual place. What's wrong with me? New Asgard.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I wish they hadn't.
They just kind of rushed through and didn't build up a lot of stuff. And didn't sit with anything.
And you also get to see what happens when she's not Thor, Mighty Thor. She's
cancer.
She's not looking good.
Yeah, she looks rough. It's getting worse.
Yeah, it's getting worse as she goes on. Mm-hmm. They decide that they're going to use Stormbreaker as an engine to power this ship because it can help them cross the Bifrost.
Yep.
And, of course, they take the goats with them.
Goats pull it.
And I'm like, oh, come on.
Screaming all the way.
Yep. I'm like, come on. Because this was the point where I was like, yeah, this is going to get old.
Yep.
Then it also shows the kids in the cage. And I think they're talking about, how Thor's gonna come help them or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Gore shows up and he's like, oh, look, here's this little snake creature and then I'm gonna pull its head off and throw it at you. And I'm totally good with kids. Yeah. It's like, yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was weird. But it at least gave him a little bit more depth.
Yeah.
But not much.
But it's
He's
like
a little creepy, a little weird.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, you had a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe she would have been okay with this. I don't know.
Because he's corrupted now, and it's that's showing the necro sword.
Yeah, I guess so.
Effect on him. But yeah, we get to Omnipotent City.
They get to Omnipotent City. Mm-hmm. They dress up in these like colorful robes. They're like the emotion gods,
whatever that is.
Yeah, because they even ask, they're like, "What are the emotion gods?" And Valkyrie's like, "I don't know." So they walk in, they see a bunch of other gods all around.
Yeah.
One of them was Bao, the god of dumplings.
Yeah, that was the best. That was maybe my favorite joke of the day.
It was so good.
It's so ridiculous.
Because it was this little cartoon
Japanese anime dumpling thing.
It was really cute.
Yeah.
I actually liked that one a lot. The other one that I liked was the old Cronin god is there. Korg is a Cronin. Yeah. And he's just sitting on a throne of scissors. So I imagine that's like just his enemies.
Like rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Because rock beats scissors, of course. So I like that one. It was a nice throwback.
That was good.
Because I'm pretty sure that in Ragnarok, which I've only seen once. I can't believe I've only seen that once. But I'm pretty sure that Korg makes like a rock, paper, scissors joke in there at some point.
Oh, really? I can't remember.
Yeah, so pretty cute. But there were some other ones too that they didn't really go into too much.
And there wasn't really anybody that, like, I don't know, that wasn't that interesting.
I mean, really the only one that kind of stood out was Bao.
Yeah.
I mean, that little dumpling, so cute.
Yeah. Which I was very disappointed in. I feel like they had a golden opportunity here to really have some fun with it, and besides Bao.
Yeah.
And the Korg god thing.
And they did show other gods there that looked like they would have gone for like different, like there may have been like an Aztec god. And,
I think maybe Quetzalcoatl might have been
maybe there. I think there was maybe an Egyptian one there.
Yeah. And maybe a samurai.
Yeah, there were several different ones that you could just kind of see in the background, but they never really showed too much about them.
Yeah.
But then we get Zeus. Zeus shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And Thor's talking about how he's like such an inspiration to him. That's kind of how he modeled himself after Zeus, pretty much. So he's really excited to get to meet his hero, I guess. But then he like almost immediately gets scolded because he's like, who's talking? Who's talking while I'm trying to make this speech?
Yeah. Zeus is Russell Crowe, by the way. Did we say that?
Yeah. We did not say that, but yes, he is. So Zeus is like, look, if you have something to say, I can't hear you from all the way over there. Go to the stage. So he goes over there, and that's when Zeus does the flicks off his disguise. Yeah. He's like, let's see who you really are. Yeah. And he's like, you flicked too hard, because of course it takes all of his clothes off. Yep. And this is the point where it's like,
we got some Hemsworth butt.
We did. I'm not mad about it. But this is like the first like nudity.
Maybe. Yeah.
In the MCU, as far as I can think.
Well, we got Selvig running around naked, but they blurred it out.
Yeah, true.
What was his name? Is it Selvig?
Yeah, Selvig. Yeah. Uh-huh. So, yeah, I think this is like the first nudity in the MCU.
Yeah. So could be.
I'm okay with seeing Thor's butt. I have nothing against that. But like all of the ladies just like pass out and everything. Yeah. It's just too much. It's too much. The Thor booties. It's just too much. Well, actually, they didn't see the booty.
And he has
some full frontal.
He has a tattoo.
Oh, he does. It says Rip Loki.
It's like Loki's horns on the back of his back.
Oh my gosh. And they had like this plan that Valkyrie and Korg and Jane were all gonna like
jump in and help him.
And as soon as that happens, they're like, you know what, let's just see what happens. They're like sitting there eating grapes, just like, okay. But then he starts talking to Thor. Thor starts talking to Zeus. He's explaining why they're there and
warning him about Gore.
Yeah, he's like, Gore is out there, he's killing all these gods, he's gonna come for us next,
Yep. Zeus doesn't care.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to get involved. We're safe here where we are. I guess he just doesn't know how to get there or whatever. So he's like, so we're not going to worry about it. It's only minor deities that he's been going after anyway. He's not going to come after somebody as big as me.
Right.
Because, he thinks that he's...
He doesn't have the key to...
Yeah, he's like... Besides, he's never going to get to eternity because he doesn't have the key.
Right.
So it's like, oh, okay. So eternity is like a being at the center of the universe. And if you make it there, you get granted like one wish.
A wish, yeah.
And so Thor's like, oh, crap. He's trying to get to eternity so that he can wish that all the gods will die.
Yep.
So, this is a problem. We need to do something about this. And Zeus is like, no. Well, he says, okay, fine. If you won't help us, then let me take your lightning bolt. And he shows off with it. Yeah, he's just showing off with it. He's like, oh, look what I can do with this. I'm so cool. And then he's like, no, you can't have it.
And you got to stay here because... I don't want Gore capturing you and having you tell where we are.
Exactly. It's safer for them to be locked up there.
Yep.
And also, he's like, plus, you can't have it because it's called Thunderbolt. And if you don't even know the name of it, you can't have it. Yeah. So it's like, okay. So that's when they're like, okay, we can't stay here. We've got to do something. So this is it. We have to go attack.
Yeah. And I feel like this is another missed opportunity where you have all these... This is where you could have put some gods on display of some of them jumping in and fighting against them and having like some cool stuff going on.
But none of them thought. It was just the guards.
Normal guards that aren't even real. They disintegrate into gold. Or golden gods. I don't know. Or golden guards.
I think that they are real. It's just that
they bleed gold.
When they die, it's kind of like how when Asgardians die, they turn into their little gold thing. It's something similar to that, but it's... That's what happens to them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, but I'd like to see that samurai guy get out there and do some stuff.
That
Maybe have
cool.
like a bunch of different arms or something. I don't know. Something interesting.
Get Bow out there just jumping around. Turning flips.
Oh man, that'd be so good.
And smiling the whole time with his big anime eyes. Yeah, so everybody's down there fighting the guards. Zeus uses Thunderbolt on Korg.
Yep.
So he just starts falling to pieces, and I'm like, well, there goes Korg.
They killed Korg.
I
was like, I couldn't believe it.
I was not expecting that.
Nope.
So I was like, well, okay. I mean, I like Korg, but it's not like
He's not like the most important character.
He's not. So I was like, well, okay.
But I like him.
I like Korg, but I guess it's okay that he's dead.
Yeah. I was like, well, I guess Taika needed to focus on directing the rest of the time. So I was like, I gotta kill off this guy so I don't have to be in it all the time.
Also, it was like, well, that way if he doesn't direct the next one and he doesn't want to have anything to do with it, he doesn't have to come back.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Thor gets real pissed off about it. He grabs Thunderbolt and he kills Zeus with it.
Right. Yeah.
Kills him.
Goes through the middle of him and he falls off the platform.
Then Thor runs over to like all the rubble that's there where Korg fell.
Yeah.
And he's like, Korg! And then he hears him talk and he's like, wait, you're not dead? And he's like, as long as I have a mouth, I'm still alive. That's how Cronins are.
So they have a mask, basically, of Korg.
Yeah, so it's just his face. And so at one point, Valkyrie just like...
straps to the back of her head.
Yeah, with her braids.
Yeah.
And like ties them. It looks like he's got like a little mustache kind of thing. A little Fu Manchu. So yeah, she's still fighting. And they're like, we got to get out of here.
They grab the lightning bolt.
And they whistle for the goats. The goats come. And Valkyrie grabs Thunderbolt. And they get out of there. They're heading off to the Shadow Realm.
And as they burst out the window, 2 Celestials are outside. I was like, Celestials!
They sure were.
But, I mean, I feel like you could have done something with them, but no, they're just there. Cool. See ya.
They're just chilling. Whatever. So on the way there, Jane and Thor have a little moment out on the deck of the ship, and that's when she tells him that she has cancer.
Yeah.
And then she's kind of like, no, I don't, like she doesn't, she feels, she's like, I shouldn't have told him that,
Thor tells her he loves her, stuff, yeah.
They watch the dolphins.
Space dolphins. And I felt like the keep cutting into Valkyrie and Korg talking was very unnecessary and didn't add much to it. Although I like them.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was unnecessary screen time, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, one part of it was setting up for the end with Korg's story.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then maybe that was also set up for Valkyrie later, because it was talking about her...
Oh, how she lost her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but it just kept going back and forth.
It did. It went back a few
times. Could have done it in one scene.
Yeah, could have. That would have probably been better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like both of them, so...
Yeah. And, I mean...
I feel like
Thor sets it up later when they're fighting.
Yeah.
About what she's scared of.
I mean, honestly, I could have used more Valkyrie.
Could have used more?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Valkyrie.
I like her, but I don't like it when it's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Put her in something that makes
But
sense.
I mean, I would have wanted it to be like more Valkyrie and Jane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what they should replace it with.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway. So they see the Shadow Realm in the distance, although it's not really the distance. It's closer than they think it is, I guess.
Yeah.
And it like seeps all the color out.
Yep.
Which was pretty cool. I like that
that
part.
was cool.
But you could see also like later, I think it's when Valkyrie is holding Thunderbolt and it's, like the light is kind of shining off of it. But you could see there was still color there. It was just the shadow just kind of took the rest of it out.
Whenever Mjolnir would light up and Stormbringer, it would also have color.
Yeah, you could see a little bit of color, but it was just not enough. And not a lot.
Yeah.
But I did like that. It was interesting. So they see it, and then they run into the like planet looking thing. It's just this
it's like a big moon.
But it's not really that big, honestly.
No.
It was really weird the way it happened. So they run into it, they like crash into it, and they go find the cage. The kids are gone.
Yeah.
And they go into like this tent kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess where he was staying.
Yeah, and they're walking around, and Jane sees that there are these drawings and realizes that Stormbreaker, or Bifrost, because Stormbreaker can do Bifrost thing, that's the key. The key that he needs to get to Eternal? Why did I say that?
Eternity.
Eternity, thank you. I'm like, I know that's not right.
To go see the Eternals.
They're just out there, no, to see Eternity, to get to Eternity. So she throws it away so that
and he had just put it down in the middle of the room, apparently. Like, why?
Thor, what are you doing?
I don't know. Just ran in, grabbed it, and threw it away. Luckily, there was a hole in the top of the house. I don't know what this place was.
I don't either.
It was Convenience City.
It was. There's a lot of convenient stuff in here.
Yeah.
Like, very convenient that Stormbreaker is the key.
Yeah, that he made. I mean, it's not Stormbreaker, it's a Rainbow Bridge, I guess.
Yeah, it's Bifrost.
Bifrost, yeah.
But still, it's like... Okay. It's like it couldn't have been anything else. It had... Okay. Sure. So, Gore throws...
Gore! Gore throws up?
He just throws up everywhere.
Oh, I'm so sick.
Gore shows up. He ties them all up with like the shadow monster
all the tentacles
kind of stuff.
Very, I don't know. It was interesting, but not that interesting. The tentacle, I hate tentacle monsters, honestly. I think they're so cheap. Like, you just have tentacles come from everywhere and grab everybody, and like that's how you beat people, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's a fun fight. So, because there wasn't really a fight on this. They just all got grabbed and held.
Yeah. Agreed. So he's gonna choke Jane and possibly Valkyrie. I don't know if it was both of them or if it was just Jane mainly.
Because he's trying to make Thor summon Stormbreaker back.
So he's like, if you don't summon it,
I'm gonna kill him. Yep. And I was thinking, what is he, the god of hammers? He's the god of thunder. Call thunder down like you did in Ragnarok. You don't need a hammer. You don't need Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
Why? Did we just forget that is a thing? I feel like you even recapped it at the beginning that he's not the god of hammers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, so he does call Stormbreaker back to him.
Yes.
And they fight. Like, there's a big fight. He summons more of the shadow monsters.
Yeah.
But they realize that they can't kill him, they need to try to capture him because he knows where the kids are.
Right.
And if they just kill him, they're never going to find the kids again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, big fight. Gore ends up getting stabbed with Thunderbolt because Valkyrie has that and stabs him. But she ends up getting stabbed by the Necrosword.
Right. So, we gotta get in.
So, like, we gotta get out. We gotta go. Jane takes her away from, grabs her and is like, okay, we gotta save her.
Mm-hmm.
They use Stormbreaker to get the Bifrost to send him back to New Asgard. But, of course, Gore grabs it.
Yep.
And there's, like, a struggle.
And Thor's not strong enough.
Thor... Yep. He just lets go, I guess.
Maybe Stormbreaker was still a little angry.
Maybe. I don't know. It's like... Or maybe Stormbreaker was drunk because
Thor
he did give him a beer.
Gave him his first beer.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe Stormbreaker was just drunk.
Could
just
be.
A little bit. A little tipsy, you know how it is. It happens sometimes.
It happens.
So they make it back to New Asgard, but Gore has Stormbreaker, which means he has the key to eternity.
Yeah, Jane's out of her form. She looks bad.
Mm-hmm. She's in the hospital.
Yep.
And Thor is talking to, like, the doctor there. And the doctor's like, yeah, it's not looking good. There's something that's preventing her from getting better. And he's like...
It's Mjolnir.
It's the thing that she thought was going to heal her.
Yeah.
It's actually harming her.
Yep.
So, yeah, every time she uses the hammer to become Thor, it drains her strength when she stops using it. So, not good.
Not good at all. It's like, stop.
Yeah.
Don't. You're gonna die.
So, Thor comes in. He's like, okay, I've got to go after Gore, but you have to stay here. You can't use it again. If you use it again, you're going to die.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I don't want you to die because I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, fine.
Promise.
I guess I won't.
I won't. She crossed her fingers.
Yeah. Yep. So he's like, I've got to go off and kill this guy, get the kids back.
Yep.
And then Valkyrie's not coming with him either because she's still injured and
she lost a kidney apparently.
Yeah. And she's like, you've got to destroy that sword.
Mm-hmm.
And
she gives him lightning bolt.
She does. That's his new weapon because he doesn't have Stormbreaker anymore.
Yep.
And Mjolnir is not going to really do much because it kind of belongs to Jane now.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, I guess I'll take this. Which is what he wanted anyway from, from Zeus because he thought that it would help.
Yep.
So he heads off by himself. He's all alone.
It's able to teleport him. Thank goodness. That was lucky.
It just turns into like a little gold bubble kind of thing and takes him there.
Yep.
So Gore has made it to Eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Or to like the temple that...
gates.
Where the gate is, yeah.
And we see a few statues around.
There are, yes.
One is definitely the Living Tribunal. The one with the three faces that rotate and has a sheet over it. It's kind of a judge of the universe. One of them might have been a Celestial. The one that breaks.
Oh, the one that
falls.
breaks and falls is definitely a Celestial.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
Maybe it's the one from Eternals that maybe it's.
Nah, it's a little different. I think that was Isan. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe Isan was Eternal.
No, he wasn't not in the Eternals. That was not the one. It started with an A, I think, but I can't remember.
But yeah, anyway.
Okay.
And then there was one that looked like a man, right? Just kind of looked like a dude. I wonder if that was the one above all who's supposed to be like Jack Kirby, who draws it.
I know who Jack Kirby is.
Yeah, so the one above all is the creator of the comic that they're in. Very meta. Just great stuff.
Okay.
Or Stanley, but I think it's supposed to be Jack.
I think that Stanley should have been in there.
Maybe he was.
Because it would have been like...
His cameo, yeah, because we didn't get a cameo. I didn't really think about it. That's sad.
It's so sad.
Unless we missed something. Some drawing or something somewhere. Because I thought they were going to put, like, art or something. Or I thought they made a deal with, like, his family to use his likeness or something.
I don't know.
I could be wrong about all that. But anyway.
Anyway, he may have been in there. Who knows?
Who knows?
I didn't recognize any of them except for the one that fell. Because I was like, well, that was like looks like a Celestial.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I knew.
Yep.
I couldn't find where I was. So yeah, he's made it to the gates. The children are with him. Mm-hmm. And one of the kids, the little girl with the stuffed bunny.
Yeah.
So adorable.
She's very cute.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
And then like later she uses the bunny as a weapon. And I was like, I love this kid.
Cute.
So he plants Stormbreaker in the ground, and he's using it to slowly open the door. It's taken a while. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because that gives Thor time to do what he needs to do. Because he arrives, he talks to the kids. He's like, "I'm gonna need your help," and then he kind of imbues them with the power of Thor.
Yeah, he tells them all to go grab a weapon from all the rubble because I mean the head fell down.
Yeah, there's a
lot of stuff on the ground.
Yeah, so they go off. All of them, except for the little girl with the bunny. She just stands there. She's like, this is my weapon. She uses it, so it works. And so then he gives them the power. It, like, branches out, which looked really cool to me.
Yeah,
it
was
looked
cool.
like a tree. So I was like, Yggdrasil?
Yeah. Mephisto?
Oh my gosh. Don't bring up Mephisto in front of me, please. So they all have their little weapons. The shadow monsters are coming after them.
Yep.
And they all get to fight
They start
the shadow
battling.
monsters. Yep.
And it was really good.
It was really fun. There was one little girl that was like dressed like a ballerina, I think, or like a fairy or something.
She had a little wand. She was like cutting them.
Oh my gosh. It was so cute.
I liked the end of this movie a lot better than the beginning. And I feel like, it could have been even better. But I enjoyed this part.
This was really cute.
Yeah.
So while they're fighting off all the shadow monsters, doing a great job of it, must say. Thor goes after Gore. Their names rhyme. It's real weird.
They do.
So he goes after Gore. They're fighting, and Gore gets the upper hand at one point. He's about to stab Thor. He's stopped it. Thor stopped it with his hands, and Jane can like feel that he's in trouble.
Yeah.
She's
and
like,
Mjolnir's just like hovering.
Yeah, he's hovering next to the bed like, come on, you know you wanna. So she's like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So she goes to help.
Because, he's about to get run through.
He's about to get stabbed. Yeah. So she goes, there she is, the mighty Thor. She's ready. She starts fighting.
Yep.
And at one point, she's been talking like she had talked earlier when they got to Omnipotent City about how she doesn't have like a catchphrase kind of thing. So at this point, she's like, eat my hammer. Yeah. Which was cute. And they end up, she breaks the sword and then it starts like all the pieces.
Kind of like her hammer.
Kind of like the hammer. Yeah. They all actually form back together with the hammer. And she like pulls them back.
So it's like corrupted, kind of.
And then it kind of looks like the pieces are going back toward the sword, that it's going to like fix it. Yeah. But before that happens, she slams it down and it basically breaks all the pieces.
Disintegrates all the sword.
Also, Thor gives Stormbreaker, because he does get Stormbreaker out.
Yeah.
And gives it to the kids so that they can take Bifrost back to
gives it to baby Heimdall.
Yep, to what's called? New Asgard. Why can I not think of it? But unfortunately, the door's open already. So, and Jane has collapsed.
Yeah, she's down.
She's back to her normal self, her non-Thor self.
Yep.
And,
well, I don't think she's back to her non-Thor self yet.
Maybe it's later.
She's just hurt, and she's like,
hurt.
go get him, I'm fine, go.
Sure. I don't know. But Gore goes through the door, and when he does, all three of them are there in front of eternity. Yeah. And she's definitely herself at this point.
Little water thing. Yeah, she's definitely herself.
So
Gore's about to make his wish.
Yep, he's kneeling there, he's about to make his wish, and Thor starts pleading with him basically. And he's like, You need to choose love. Don't choose death or revenge. Just trying to, get him to not kill everybody. And
Gore's like, because he's kind of talking to him, trying to talk him into bringing his daughter back. Maybe that's what he really wants. But he's like, I'm dying. She won't have anybody to protect her. Which,
well, first Thor, he's asking all this stuff, and then he says, I think there's some little exchange between them, and I can't remember what it is, but Thor basically says, just let me spend the last moments that I have with Jane. And he goes over and he, cradles her and everything.
And it reminds him of cradling his
daughter. Yeah. And then he's like, you could bring her back. And that's when he realizes, he's like, I'm dying, though. Yeah. It's just, the sword corrupted him.
Which they didn't really play up that he was dying, honestly. We saw him get stabbed, but he seemed fine. He looked fine. So, and then suddenly it's like, I'm dying. I'm like, really? Okay. I guess. You seemed okay just a second ago.
Yeah, but
whatever.
I mean, he was cursed by the sword, so I guess he knew that.
Maybe
he was dying because of that.
Keeping him alive like Mjolnir.
Possibly?
I don't know, really know. I don't know.
Anyway, so he's like, and I'm dying, and if I bring her back, she's going to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jane says, no, she won't. And
that's good enough for him.
He's like, okay. I believe you. So he makes his wish.
Yep.
And there she is. The daughter has been brought back.
Yep. And apparently seems like she's part of eternity. It seemed like she has the powers of eternity a little bit.
And it shows like her reflection as she's walking up. It shows the reflection walking up, and it's like in the shape of a little girl, but it looks like eternity.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it shows, like, it pans up or whatever, and it shows her walking, she's just a little girl.
Yeah.
The little girl from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And so he has chosen love.
I guess.
And then, yeah. So Jane and Thor have a little moment, and she says something about, I've figured out my catchphrase. But she never says what it is. She whispers it to him.
Into him, yeah.
And then he just kind of laughs.
Yeah.
And then she dies. So
yeah,
there goes the mighty Thor.
Yeah, and this I felt that more than Gore and his daughter, because this is what we're talking about. Like, you have to set up that relationship for it to matter when he brings her back. Like, I guess, yeah. I guess I don't really know how strong his love was compared to the hate of the Necrosword.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's the most, like, important part of your movie. Spend some time on it. Let us know what's going on. So, I don't know. But it's fine.
Anyway, so Jane dies. She turns into gold dust, and the dust just kind of floats away, just like Odin when he died.
Yep.
And so Gore is still there. And he talks to his daughter. But
yeah. He said he missed her. She said she missed him.
And then...
He's like, okay, deuces.
Yeah, so he looks over at Thor and he's like, protect her.
Mm-hmm.
And Thor's like,
gotcha, bro.
Gotcha. And so he dies.
Yep.
So there we go. Rock falls, everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Everybody dies. No, just two people. So then it kind of, I guess it flashes forward. It doesn't really say how long or anything. But it's got to be a little while, you know?
Yeah.
Because it shows New Asgard, and there's a statue. So it's got to have been enough time to make a statue of Jane, the mighty Thor.
Yep.
Because it's there. You have to wrap up all the stories. So this is also when Korg starts his last storytelling thing. You find out that apparently his body grew back. I don't know how that happened, but he's got a full body now at this point.
And we also find out that the way that his race reproduces is when two rock dudes like each other, they go
into like the heart of a mountain or a volcano into the lava, and they hold hands
over the lava for a month.
Yeah. Well, did it say a month exactly? Okay.
It did.
And then suddenly there's a baby.
There's a baby. So, yeah.
So he has found Dwayne.
Yeah.
And they're in the volcano holding hands over the lava. So he's about to have a baby. Very cute.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's talking about, that was one of the things that he talked to Valkyrie about. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of know, that's how you know the setup. That's how you know what's happening. And so I guess all of them are dudes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Because I swear, I thought I saw a clip from Ragnarok where he said something about his mother.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that might be what they call him.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So maybe there is another. Maybe
there's some.
Maybe they're not fathers. Maybe they're just mothers.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe there's some.
Who knows?
There's indiscretions in the movie about storyline stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting. I wouldn't mind hearing more about Cronins.
Sure.
Do they really have scissors as their enemies? I don't know. Would be fun to find out.
Yeah.
So that happens. You see Valkyrie and Sif also at one point. They're kind of teaching the kids how to fight.
Yep.
So like all these kids that you've seen in the movie fighting, they're out there doing that. I feel like Axel is there doing something too. Maybe he
was the one training with Sif, wasn't he?
Maybe that's what it was. Because I feel like Sif only had one person, so maybe that's who it was.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Then you have Thor. He is making pan flaps. Pancakes. Pan flaps for his daughter.
Yeah.
Gore's daughter, but now it's Thor's daughter, I guess.
Yeah, or niece. She calls him uncle.
Yeah, she does call him uncle.
Yeah.
So it's like his adopted daughter, I guess.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want pan flaps.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to wear boots.
She doesn't want to put on her boots because she's wearing like two different
house shoes.
Yeah, like bunny slippers kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to do this. She doesn't want to do that. And then she uses her laser eyes to scorch his like skillet. Yeah. And he's like, I just bought this. He's like, go to hell, demon. So she does she's like, okay, fine, I'll put my boots on. So he helps her put her boots on. And he's like, where's Mjolnir? And she's like, he's in bed. And he pulls it out. It's like this little dog bed kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Mjolnir is there. And she has, like, drawn a face.
Yeah, it's like chalk makeup kind of stuff.
On it. And he's like, that's not going to come off.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it looked boring before. So they leave the ship because they're apparently on a
And he's
on a
giving
ship.
giving her kind of a pep talk. It sounds like she's about to like start school or something.
Yeah.
So, if there's anybody mean, or if anybody nice is being picked on, you protect them and stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, okay.
Okay. So they're on a ship though.
Yeah.
And the ship, the door opens. They start walking out. There's like a beach. And there's like a fight going on
there's
the beach.
There's
a battle happening. And they're there to protect the little guys, I guess.
Striped ones. Yeah.
It's like the striped ones. Those are the ones that were helping.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay. And he gives her Stormbreaker. And he takes Mjolnir. And they go out to fight together as Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Really rolled my eyes at that one.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so that was it. That was the end of the movie. Until the credits.
Yep.
Mid-credits. We see Zeus is alive.
Yep, he's not dead.
He's angry.
He is pissed.
He's got a hole in his chest. And he's like, we're gonna make Thor sorry about this or something. I don't know.
He's mad because people have kind of stopped worshipping gods. They more worship superheroes now. And I guess he's kind of mad because Thor is both.
Yeah.
And also he's probably pissed off that he tried to kill him.
Yeah.
So he's like, you go after him and kill him for me. And who is it?
It's Hercules.
There you go.
Who I was hoping was in it. I was looking forward to it. And he's there, and they played him off like he's a mean dude, and they cast a guy as a British actor who I've seen, and he was in a show, Derek, which is Ricky Gervais thing, which is kind of a controversial show, but
yeah. I've never seen it, but I know what it is.
And he plays like a jerk boyfriend, so all I see him as is like kind of a jerk. And Hercules, the character, is so fun and like happy. He's kind of like Thor, basically. He's more what this Thor character is in the movies than what he is in the comics. So I was like, oh man, like, okay. And I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe he'll be good. I don't know this actor, maybe really. So.
Well, apparently, what's his name? Feige?
Yeah.
He wanted that actor.
Okay. I guess.
He's in Ted Lasso. We haven't seen Ted Lasso.
That's true.
So maybe he's just really, really good in it. I don't know.
Maybe. He's supposed to be fun. I mean, that's supposed to be a fun movie. It's TV show.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
But, I mean, he specifically wanted that actor, so.
Yeah, I imagine eventually even if he's a bad guy in the next one, he'll probably turn good, because Hercules is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because normally, unless they get killed, unless they kill off a character, the character, they usually end up turning kind of good.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yep. And then the last scene.
Yep, the post-credits.
Yep.
You have Jane arriving in Valhalla.
Yep, Heimdall greets her.
And he's like, thanks for saving my son.
My dad.
Yep. And then he's like, go on.
Yeah,
go on
enjoy.
Have fun,
You did good.
Exactly.
So, yeah, they're all there.
Yep. And, of course, I was like, all right, movie's over. Gonna put my notebook back in my purse.
Yeah.
And then you go, Heimdall, more like him a doll. I was like, why do you do this? I just put my notebook away. Now I have to write this down because it's so stupid, but also
Stupidly
funny.
Great? Yes. Yep. I'm pretty funny. So yeah, that was the movie.
So I know I talked to you about some of this.
Uh-huh.
But I thought I'd say it on here. On, IMDb, it doesn't tell who plays Gore's daughter.
Right.
It is Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, and if you look at her, you can kind of tell it's his daughter.
Okay.
Especially, there's this one picture of him that they use on, if you Google Chris Hemsworth, the first picture or whatever that it shows, it's yeah, that kid looks like him. It's a little female version of him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was Gore's daughter. Then he has two sons, and I don't know if just one of them played young Thor or if both of them did.
Oh, yeah, because there were a few different young Thors running through there.
Yeah, so there's that. There were a lot of things with, like, the kids of the cast. So Natalie Portman's son and daughter, they were in the movie. Christian Bale's son and daughter, I think, they were in the movie, and Taika Waititi's two daughters were also in the movie. I think they were mostly like Asgardian children.
Probably.
Because there weren't that many other choices.
Probably not.
So they were all out there fighting in the big battle scene.
That's fun.
Isn't that cute?
I like that.
I think it's really cute. So yeah, they got the kids involved with that. Also, I noticed in the credits that they were all given special credit. And I was wondering why.
Oh, the special thanks to?
Yeah, special thanks to. And I think that the reason is because I read this, because I was like, oh, this is really cute that they have all the kids involved. And then I saw something else that the kids did. Because Taika Waititi said that one of his daughters saw him working on the script and saw that there was something about the shadow demons and was like, what do they look like? And he's like, I don't know. And so she drew what she thought it would look like.
Okay.
And then they got all the other kids of the cast members to draw what they thought the shadow monsters would look like.
Nice.
And then they took those pictures and they gave it to the special effects department. And all the monsters that you see on there, they all look different because each one of them was drawn by a different kid. They took all those. That's a
cool idea.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat. So
it's a shame that it was all shadow monsters to where it's hard to really kind of differentiate them all, but
yeah, but I mean, you could see some of them look like, there was one that looked like a spider. There was one that had like a bunch of spikes that looked like on it.
Yeah.
So they were all kind of different, but yeah, I thought that was really neat.
That's a good idea.
Put it in the movie so that they got a chance to be creative themselves and do something fun. I thought that was really cute. So.
Well, did I already mention I was disappointed?
You mentioned that you were in some stuff.
Yeah, so overall, I feel like I was disappointed. I thought it was a fine movie. I don't think it was bad.
Yeah.
I just feel like, man, it was just, if it gets a lot of hate, I don't blame them.
Oh, I think it's already getting a lot of hate.
Really? It's not deep. It's just there. I don't know. They were trying to make a slapstick comedy or something, and just there's some superhero stuff in there. I don't know. I like Taika Waititi, most of the stuff he does, but this just feels like a real miss for him.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable to watch. There were some things that, got old after a while, like I said. But yeah, definitely not deep.
I'm not even sure I'm going to say, like, I enjoyed it, honestly. I wasn't mad, but I was just kind of, like, just there. Like, and just like, okay. Each time, I don't know. Maybe I worked it up too much in my head, but
maybe.
Also, I feel like there's just a lot of stuff they just didn't do right. But, that's my opinion on that. So go see it for yourself, see what you think. And, yeah. What can you do? Because I read the story arc. And it's good. I'm glad they didn't do the movie like it, because there's a lot of like time travel and old and young Thors and all kinds of silly stuff going on. And I'm fine. I'm not saying they needed to stick to the source material, and I think it could have been a really good movie if they just done a few things different. Yeah. But we'll see. I don't know. I really need a really good MCU movie here pretty soon, because we kind of hit No Way Home was the best one. And then
definitely. I mean,
Doctor Strange was
fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Thor was fine.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I'm hoping for better. What's next? Black Panther?
Maybe.
Which might be weird. I don't know what's going to happen with that
I don't know. I'm not even sure if I think that's the next one, but I think
so.
I have a list. Do you know what I have on this list? Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Obviously, I haven't looked at it in a while, because I was like, are they going to do a Shazam 2? Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is November.
Okay.
So I guess that's the next one. Unless you want to count Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 in October.
I mean, I think that'll be good. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's anything like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, then it should be pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to our snack. And we were looking for snacks yesterday, looking for inspiration.
So stupid.
what could we do?
What could it possibly inspire us from this movie?
I was like, we get to see his butt, so I suggested peaches.
By the way, I still think that the funniest thing about the IMDb page for this film, the FAQs, the only FAQ they have is Thor's butt going to be censored in the movie? I'm like, okay, we see your priorities.
Yeah. This is what's drawing them in. This is why they had to give a recap, because they know everybody's coming for the butt.
Yeah, we're all here for the booty. So yeah, he did suggest peaches, or dried peaches. Wasn't it dried?
Yeah.
Glad we didn't go with dried peaches, because
that
peach
delicious.
was not dry.
That's true.
So ridiculous. So I was like, well, we could do honey buns.
Yep.
So
that's what we got. We got some honey buns in celebration of some honey buns.
To honor the honey buns from Thor Love and Thunder.
Yep.
We're eating honey buns.
This is the Hostess kind.
Yeah,
I can't remember which ones I get.
I'm like, I don't know if
I've had in the past.
I don't know if I've had Hostess.
I'm sure I have.
Maybe. I probably have. I think usually I end up getting, like, Little Debbie's.
Yeah.
Or Tasty Cakes, which would have been hilarious to have had Tasty Cake honey buns. Because...
Some tasty cakes.
Some tasty cakes. But, yeah, it's the Hostess brand, so...
All right. Well, let's give it a shot then. See if it delivers as well as Hemsworth did.
Is that possible? No, I'm kidding.
I really like honey buns. I just can't have them because they're like 700 calories a piece, at least. So it's like, man, that's your breakfast is like, you're on a sugar rush the whole day and it just filled up with calories.
Yeah, that's when we got one and split it.
Yep. I used to have them a lot as a kid, so they're very nostalgic for me. I love them. This one's not as, like, glaze heavy. It's a little drier.
A little too dry.
A little bit. I guess I don't need to eat the whole thing.
I was going to say, you have napkins over there.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm done for now. It's a bit much.
So, what do you think? These are more cinnamon heavy than definitely not as much frosting.
Yeah.
This may not be the fairest representation of honey buns.
Oh, it's not going to be for me because I've had many better honey buns than this.
The worst part, though, like, I don't like the ones that are, like, so much frosting that it's, like, all congealed on the package and stuff. It looks gross. I hate that.
That's true.
So, there's a better balance out there than what we've had.
Yeah.
And that. What would you rate these, though? Maybe it's just Hostess.
Honestly, I think you're going to go with a 5. I'm not that impressed.
Yeah. I mean, it's still tasty.
It's okay, but I don't know.
I might go 6.5.
Okay.
Because I still think I'll eat it.
I'm going to eat it too, but I mean,
I'm happy about it. But the real question is, are these better than Chris Hemsworth's buns?
No. Although, I don't know. Let's see, what would I rather do? Just look at Chris Hemsworth's butt for a few minutes or eat this and get fat? I think the butt might have it.
It's true.
That's Asgard's ass.
That's good. All right. Well, what'd you think of Thor? Are we way off base, or what do you think? Do you agree? What's the best honey bun maker out there? Because maybe it's not Hostess. Maybe you have a favorite. Let us know on Twitter at HavingFunCast or on Facebook at HavingFunPod.
Or you can send us an email at havingfunpod@gmail.com.
All right. Well, go out there, have fun, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.